first time I got crabs.
Hey, welcome to the Thunder Road Show, y'all. It is 2018, new year, new look. Monahan is here today filling in for our fearless leader, Doug M.F. and Johnson, who is in Tucson this week. And so we're going to Skype with him here in a little while. We're going to just let this build up a minute and get a crowd on here. We haven't been here for a while. I haven't. I've been sick. I've been in the hospital. How was your holidays, man?
No, it's pretty good. Spent a lot of time with the family. Got to meet some new family members. So.
Okay, cool.
Worst things. What about yourself?
Real good. Everything went real good. We're going to have Michael Cole do a walk around a nice Z06 here in a little while here at Westside Chevrolet. We are the Thunder Road Show coming to you live from Westside Chevrolet. We want to thank Nitrous Outlet for bringing us to you, and Mosier Engineering, as well as Da Vinci Carburetors and Phil's Trailer Sales. So, Dougie is in Tucson getting ready for Dig Night, which we're going to talk a lot about here coming up in the show. We wanted to do a show last week, but I got sick and ended up in the hospital with a little infection that is all good now. And so we were going to do a year in review, so we're still going to do that. Hell with it. We don't care. It's 2018. We're going to do a 17 year in review. It's only the 9th? So,
That's not too late.
Nah.
Great year in drag racing, too. Lots to talk about.
Oh, yeah, sure. So y'all go and share this. What's up, Henry Kendall? There we go, shared. And we got somebody watching from Colombia, Marina. Wow. All right, good deal. You know what? I don't have my pen. I'm going to need that. It's okay. So in a minute, we're going to get the batteries charged up on the camera here and do the walk around the 06. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about 2017. The first thing that happened in 2017 is, man, it's been a year, y'all. The Thunder Road Show came back. I wasn't part of it back when it started, but I was part of it when it came back at BVI Studios. Thank you, Nick Kalergis, for helping us make that happen. But Doug came to me late last year and talked about, thank you, Michael Cole, talked about doing the show and doing it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, okay, let's try it. Let's see if it, it's supposed to be fun. We'll try it, and it's been fun. Otherwise, we wouldn't still be doing it. And really enjoying doing it and getting to meet lots of people. Doug is in Tucson. We're going to talk to him by Skype here in a little while. Hey, Ben Strickland, feeling good, buddy. Feeling good. Who else is on here?
Bent.
John Robertson from Canada. There's Bent. Hey, Bent, what's up? Doug Johnson is watching. Hey, everybody sit up straight. The boss is here. So, like I said, year in review. The first thing that great happened in 2017 is the Thunder Road Show came to you on Facebook. Thanks to High Tech Corvette, Brian Stewart. Thanks, buddy. And Michael Cole.
It was awesome to play a small part in coming on some of the shows with you guys as well. I had a great time doing it, still do.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Another thing that happened this year is Doug M.F. and Johnson is a professional paid announcer. Dude, this guy's nationwide, man. He has really made some great contacts, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he really has. I remember I first met him at the Street Kings No Prep at Houston Motorsports Park, and that led into us doing Topman together and later on doing Redemption together. So
yep, we do a lot of coverage on this show from No Prep stuff, and Doug has certainly become recognizable in the No Prep world as the go-to guy for announcing, and that's pretty cool for him. So very happy for him. Moving on into things that happened awesome in 2017 NHRA-wise. The first thing for me is Brittany Force winning the championship in Top Fuel, the second woman ever to do it since Shirley did it in '82. Man, that's a big deal. But when you got Alan Johnson on your side, anything's possible.
You always stand a good chance when you got AJ in your crew. It's really cool to see so many women get involved in drag racing nowadays.
Yeah.
And all the way from the sportsman cars up to the pros.
Mm-hmm. So. Another speaking of women is Alexis DeJoria you know, she ran good in this deal. She started in the sportsman ranks and moved her way up to the big show, funny cars, and she did well. And she had a little issues, and now she's stepping out. She's retiring. So that's kind of a big thing that sticks out in 2017 for me.
Sean Langdon stepping into that car next year, I believe, correct?
No, Richie.
Richie, that's right.
Richie Crampton. Sean Langdon's going to funny car.
Okay.
That's the big change for him.
Yeah.
Now, T.J. Coughlin had stepped out of that car that Richie Crampton is getting in. I'm sorry, I got ahead of you there. No, Alexis's car, I guess that's the car that Sean's getting in, and that's why.
Yeah.
Yep. So, T.J. Coughlin stepped out of the top fuel car. Man, the car was just way ahead of him.
Yeah,
he was fixing to get himself in trouble and was smart to get out.
Yeah, you could definitely see him having some issues, especially in the shutdown area with that car. Top end of the racetrack car would get a little bit loose on him.
Yep.
Seemed like almost every other run.
Yep.
But very, very mature decision by him.
Yeah,
to step out of that.
I think it was, and you know, it shows a lot about that family. You know, they've been in racing a long time and got a lot at stake in drag racing, and so it was nice to see them make a smart decision.
Yep, absolutely.
Pro Stock, Bo Butner, man,
it was really awesome to see Bo come up. 2017 was his first full season as a Pro Stock driver, wasn't it?
I think it might have been his second.
Second, well,
yeah.
Either way, to win a championship in your sophomore season.
And basically a rent-a-ride program.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome that they let him do that, and that shows really what the KB team is all about. And, you know,
absolutely.
Elite is pretty much the same way. You can rent a ride from them that's just as good as the stuff they're racing and have a shot. And I'm guessing that Gray is pretty much the same way. So it's nice to see that, because back in the day, in the late 90s, you could rent all the good stuff and you could be fast, but when you had to run the boss, your day was over, and you knew that.
Pretty much.
And so people did it for a minute, and then they got tired of it, you know. And the other thing about Pro Stock is the rule change for the engine manufacturer. It doesn't have to match the body, so you're going to see some Mustangs come out this year. Some people that are just die hard, love the Ford stuff. You know, they're going to come out with and run the whatever engine they want. They don't have to run the slow Ford. And you might see some Dodges that hang around. We'll see. But really not a big deal there. I don't think that opens things up as much as they probably needed it to.
No, it might get a couple more body styles in, maybe 2 or 3 more entries at each race, but that's about it. What
about Troy Coughlin? He won the championship Pro Mod again and retired as the champion. So stepping out on top, that's pretty cool. That's the way to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect time for the lawn guy, isn't it? Is that lawn service or what?
That would be a helicopter, I believe.
Oh.
Yep. One of the top performances last year that sticks out in my mind, got to be, there's 2 of them actually. Number 1 is Robert Height, just barely missing going 340 miles an hour in a funny car.
Man, we really thought that was going to happen in St. Louis. He went 339.
Yep, there's going to be a rule change shortly thereafter if somebody goes 340 for sure.
No, he's not. Then nobody's going to go 340 now, because there has been a rule change.
Yeah.
And they changed. They put a rev limiter type deal on there, and they took away the angle on the headers.
Yep.
So
yep.
They're not going to go that fast.
Yeah. And then the second thing that sticks out in my mind, Clay Milliken finally breaking through for his first career win in Bristol.
That's great. That should have been on this list. That's awesome. Yes, that was one of the best things to see this year. So thanks, Will Cruz. I appreciate it. Hey, Tim Buchanan, how you doing? Patrick Grigsby joined. Cool. So moving down to sportsman ranks, of course, I won the division championship around here, which is a pretty cool accomplishment for me. 20 years of trying. Couldn't have done it without great people like Jeff and Annie Cummins, and Jeff and Kim Nizer, and Kenny and Billy Hubbard, and of course my family, and then my guys that work on the car, Larry Rosenquist and Paul Rose. So
you drove your ass off this year for that one.
Man, I tell you what, we worked hard. You know, there were some times when I wasn't there, but the car was there, and there were other times when the car wasn't there, but I managed to figure out a way to get it done. So everything fell our way, and it was you know, gratifying to get it done, and we're looking forward to this year. So, World Series of Pro Mod paid $100,000 to win a Pro Mod race in the quarter mile on the mountain.
That was nuts.
That
That's
is
the only-
Wes Buck making drag racing great again.
Yep.
And I understand it's coming back as good as ever next year. I hope that they're going to do the reverse class. I'm thinking about going this time. So that was awesome, and it's going to be awesome to see that again because I know Wes Buck will put on a big deal. Midwest Pro Mod Series came out this year. A nice, well-paying local kind of series for our part of the country. Keith Haney and his group.
Yep.
Doing it right, man. They got sponsors and they ain't bullshitting.
Yep, they're coming out big again for 2018. I think their first race of the year is actually at the new Extreme Raceway Park up there in Ferris, right outside of Ennis.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Haney won the Pro Mod Championship and the RVW points deal, and Kenny Hubbard won the X275 Championship in that deal.
Yep.
Speaking of X275, they got to run for a national championship this year. Kenny almost won that too. He ended up second to the Moore team out of northern Texas area, right? Or are they from Oklahoma?
To be honest, I
Couple
don't know.
turbo Mustangs.
Yeah, that was a really cool deal.
Yeah.
That John Sears started this year with that deal.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility that guy has trying to keep the parity in those classes, and for him to do that and work with Duck and get it done is paramount.
You got to give John Sears his credit for as fast as these race cars develop and technology just grows by leaps and bounds every day. He's done a really good job keeping that class reined in.
Yeah, he really has. And, some people get mad when he, has to change the rules on them, but, he's keeping the class even. And that whole blower controversy that blew up, I don't know how much he had to do with it or what, but probably glad that's behind him all right now.
Yep.
What's up, Phil Muse, Kenjo Kelly, Larry Barnes, Matthew Steinkamp? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all watching. So moving on to some no prep stuff. Of course, Street Outlaw spins off the Memphis show and the No Prep Kings now.
Mm-hmm.
Doug is actually hired announcer for this deal, man.
Yep.
That's pretty badass.
Yep.
He just confirmed that he's going to the East Coast, the Georgia and South Carolina deal, the next one.
That's awesome.
So good for him.
Also, one thing we missed earlier, I want to give a shout out to Henry Kendall. Got his first ever Wally this year.
Yeah, Henry Kendall, our buddy. What up? There he is. He's right there on the thing. Yes, more father and son from DFW. Doug is saying. Benk Bloomberg says it was great to see. Yep, that was his idea. So, going back to that, the Bird Boys, somebody that Doug works with, helping on stuff, won the Dirty South points deal back to back.
Yep.
Pretty cool for them. And that 55 has been really running fast here towards the end of the year of last year and now beginning this year. These guys are...
Yeah, they got that car moving.
They're serious, man.
Yep.
They are not playing. They know what they're doing. And then, of course, Redemption, great things happening for No Prep with NHRA getting to run at the NHRA Nationals. At Houston with the small tire guys, and then at Dallas with the big tire guys.
Yeah, that was really cool to see.
Really went over well. I hate to say it, but I think that the small tire guys outshined the big tire guys as far as, and maybe it's because it was new and they hadn't seen it before, but it was pretty cool seeing John Force and even pros like him up there checking this out. So
that was neat. I was there as a spectator watching it, and it was really neat to see a lot of the guys that, in various classes of announced races that they've been participating in, seeing them go down the racetrack at a national event. That's pretty legit.
I thought it was cool too. So, what else you got? What else we got to go over for awesome things in 2017?
Alcohol dragster Joey Severance, back-to-back champ.
Yeah. Alcohol classes, I really feel bad for them because if they don't figure something out, those guys are going to be looking for a place to race real soon.
Yep.
They got to get their attendance up because, they can't even fill an 8-car field sometimes, and that's bad.
The alcohol dragsters are in far better shape than the funny cars are.
Yeah.
Funny cars, you see, it's typical to see 11 to 12 at an event. And I remember back in the day when I'm not that old, but back in the day when I started going to the NHRA national events, there's 25, 30 alcohol cars at almost every race.
Some of their regional events, though, don't have full 8-car fields.
Yeah.
anyway, I think everybody is doing their off-season work right now. I am. I got my car completely apart. Motor, transmission, rear end is all out of it. The motor's good. We don't have to do anything with it. We're going through and freshening the transmission up ourselves. I want to thank Matt Exner with Exner Racing Transmissions Differential. He's going through the rear end for us, replacing the gear on it. What's up, Robert Fulmer? How you doing? Teresa Osborne, Jose Jimenez. How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all share this. Like I say, we're getting ready to have Doug on here in a little while, and he's going to have a couple Cars and Stars of Street Outlaws. Lonnie Grimm is going to be on here, who's the race director for the Dig Night deal, and Ryan Martin of Street Outlaws, the Fireball car, and Patrick Barnhill. Hey, Daryl Bird, what's up, man? Appreciate you guys watching. The Bird Boys. Damn, they tore up a really nice car this weekend.
Yeah, they did. Just watching the video online, it looked like that thing just went right out of nowhere.
It turned so fast. And I told Daryl, he and I exchanged texts and had a discussion on the phone. When you're going this fast, and I know how fast these guys are going. That's another subject we're going to get to about times. I know how fast these cars are going, not because somebody told me their time, because I can look at this shit and tell because I've been doing it a while. But anyway, things happen so fast when everything goes right and when everything goes wrong that you can't catch it, man. I'm telling you, if you catch it, you lucked out. That's the bottom line. And when you throw the no prep part of it into the equation, it makes that even harder. So my hat's off to these guys that drive these cars at these no prep events, because it's freaking hard to do. And the ones that make it look easy are really good. And anybody can have a problem. And so it's really hard to keep one of these things going straight. And I'm just glad that the Bird Boys had a quality car that was built safe. And that he got out at the end. That's all that matters.
Exactly. The most important part, Jerry got out of the car under his own power almost immediately when the car stopped moving.
So. We can buy new cars, we can fix old cars, but there ain't but one Jerry Bird. So, anyway, that's my rant on that for now. Hopefully those guys can get that thing back together and get back out there quickly. I think they will. So, appreciate you watching, Daryl Bird. Robert Fulmer, everybody in the NHRA doesn't care about any class except top fuel. Well, Robert, that's true, because the Nationals here at Houston this year are not going to have many of the classes they've always had. I think there's only going to be 4 sportsman classes, and then the pros and pro mod, and I think motorcycle. But anyway, it's a live TV deal. Time is of the essence to them, and they don't care. They don't care about anything but the show, and so you got to respect that. You want to be part of it, you wait your turn. So, moving on to the times there. Did you see that post that Chris Hamilton made about announcers giving times out?
Yes, I did.
I was pretty upset to see some of the remarks in there. Some people acted, I think, irresponsibly in their posts. Hey, Henry Kendall, I'm thinking about it. Let's run Super Comp. I'm thinking about it, or Super Gas. I could come up with something maybe.
200-mile-an-hour Super Gas car. That'd be something to watch right there.
Right. I'll just put a wheel on somebody and do it. Fuck it. But anyway, these announcers have way more to lose by talking about people's times in a specific instance than to gain by even getting a few $100 from somebody or something, if that was something that was to happen. So,
absolutely.
An announcer gets paid each time he comes, and if he ruins that, then he can't come back. So why would he mess that up?
There's no logic behind it.
None.
And I mean, going back to what you were kind of saying earlier about knowing how fast these cars are going, I mean, even if you don't know how fast the car is going, you can pull up a stopwatch on your phone and get within a quarter second of it. So it's not that hard to take an educated guess of what somebody's running.
Right.
And if that's enough to scare you out of racing somebody, I know that's a big issue for the no time guys. If you pull up your phone and you clock somebody and that's enough of an issue to stop you from running someone, you probably shouldn't be no time racing in the first place.
You should go index racing. Something like that. What's up, Danny Lieben? What's up, Paul Brandt? How y'all doing? Share this away, man. Y'all share it so we can get some people watching. I think, you got to be careful with that. So, all right, let's see if Doug's ready to talk. You want to call me or you want me to call you, Doug? Y'all try that camera deal, Michael?
Speaking of Jerry Bird, he's watching right now.
There's Jerry Bird. What's up, man?
Glad to see you get out of that car under your own power, Jerry.
Yes,
How you
sir.
feeling today?
No doubt. Doug Johnson, 5 minutes. Good. We'll fill 5 minutes with some Westside Chevrolet Z06 action coming your way. So, yeah, like I say, sometimes people say that, it was said in that thread that somebody thought that someone gave someone's time out, but then they said later that they wasn't 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so they probably shouldn't have said anything because that could affect someone's livelihood, and it's probably best not to do that if you're not 100% sure, or even if you are 100% sure. So
that's
Battery's gonna die soon on that thing.
say again.
I said the battery's gonna die on that, so
Do it. Is he ready? Westside Chevrolet, y'all. Look at it. He's going to talk about it. He's got a mic on there, don't he?
Okay, you want me to talk about it. So, this is a 3SS. This is a 17, and you can tell it's a 3SS because if you look at all the interior appointments, especially like this,
His
all
mic
this
ain't
stuff
live,
right
Brian.
here, dead giveaway to 3SS. Now you have multiple different
His mic
levels
ain't
of
live.
1SS, 2SS, and this guy right here is the head cheese. So when you want some hair in your hair, and this will do it right here. Now remember, you might be looking at this Camaro and be like, oh, well, this Camaro is a muscle car. But you got to remember, this car beat the BMW, I think when Motor Trend had it. So we're now at a point where muscle cars are beating European cars. And then, of course, we have the king. Mr. Supercharged LT4 direct injected, makes ungodly amount of horsepower and enough torque to start your own little planet. Of course, bi-mode exhaust, which is really neat. So when you fire it up, the butterflies stay open. It sounds like Satan himself is coming through the tailpipes, and then it closes up. This is the auto. See right here, and of course, it has the flappy paddles on it. And if I get real close and see, the throw on these, as you can see, is super, super clean. It's not like the long throws you feel on some of the European cars. So this is the car you have when you want to show up and let everyone know who the big boss man is. Now, this is going to be an entry-level Z06 because it has steel brakes on it, but you have an option for carbon ceramics. And yes, it is one of those stops on a dime, gives you 9 cents back. These are what you call GT seats. Normal seats are a little bit more plush. This gives you more side bolster. You also have the carbon fiber right here. And let's say if you ever want to run race belts, boom, race belts right here. Now this is an upgrade for these seats. I cannot recommend these enough. And of course, if Sex Appeal had 4 wheels on it, this is what it would look like. So of course, Doug sadly cannot be here, but we have Chris, Buttery Smooth Monahan, and Bob, Tire Frying Galletti. And you know what? We're back to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Again, Thunder Roadshow coming to you live from Westside Chevrolet. And there's a nice walk around of what they have on the showroom floor, man. That is cool. Thanks, Michael. So, we are going to, unannounced here, have Jerry Bird, and we're going to have him on the phone, I think. He's talking about FaceTime, but I can't do FaceTime. We'll just do a phone call. So I will call you back. All right. Cool. So let's do this motor drop real quick. Let's see if this works, Brian. I gotta turn on the sound of my computer here. I don't know if this is gonna work. If it don't, we'll play it out of your phone. That shit ain't gonna work. Watch.
What's your computer doing?
Huh?
What's your computer doing?
Here it comes. Setting things up. Groove is just about ready. This is one of them great apps. I don't think it's working.
You can just play it from a phone.
I think we're gonna have you play it from your phone. As soon as you do that, it'll start playing. Watch.
Hey, just plug his. That.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It ain't gonna reach that far, bro.
Here, I'll just hand it to you.
Moser Engineering is a proud sponsor of the Thunder Road Show, and we want you to see what they have to offer the
Getting it?
sportsman racer. Moser's a company that has always supported sportsman racing with a strong contingency program, and they understand the sacrifices and commitment a competitive racer goes through to be successful. Moser is a family-owned company that's been around for 4 decades and made up of 3 generations of racers that are committed to excellence, and they offer standard 2-day turnaround on custom-made-to-order axles, housings, and center sections. They also offer optional 24-hour turnaround on their products, including most custom-made-to-order parts. Moser Engineering delivers when others can't. So whether you're a weekend enthusiast or a serious points racer, Moser has the highest quality products for all your race applications and will deliver when it's crunch time. Visit us on the web at moserengineering.com or call 260-726-6689 and talk to their knowledgeable and friendly technicians. Remember, you will finish first with Moser Engineering.
Awesome. That sucked. Terrible. That was high tech.
Man, that guy's a douche. Anyway,
He says
whatever he says.
Monahan, Doug Johnson says he needs your email, Monahan.
I'll text it to you.
Danny Davis, where's Finney? I don't know, dude. I don't know. He's not on here, bro. He might be working on some shit right now because I think he heard it over the weekend. So, hey, Debbie Liebem, what's up? Michael Anderson. Call Jerry, make Doug wait. You want to do that? Brian, if I'm going to call somebody from my phone, we're supposed to do it with this, right?
I mean, it should work.
Let's do it. You hear it?
Hello.
Jerry Bird.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man, hang on just a second. Let me see. You got us, Brian? Okay. Hey, you're live on the Thunder Road Show. What's up?
What's up, guys?
Not much. Doug is in Tucson still. So me and Chris Monahan are doing the deal here for him, and we're waiting on Doug to get his Skype set up. So I'm glad you offered to talk. Man, tell us about it, dude. Walk us through it a little bit if you can. I know you've probably told the story 100 times.
Oh, yeah. It was a ride, man. I keep going back in my head of what happened and what did wrong and keep second guessing myself. I don't know. Bad, dude.
It's your phone.
My phone's turned all the way up, dude.
Throw some shit up, though. I know that.
Right. Well, I saw that you guys posted today that you got it to the chassis shop. Were you able to get it torn down and on a jig? And how bad is it?
It's, I mean, it's bad. It's fixable. But, I mean, it's all about money, man.
Right.
I got a lot of people coming forward and trying to help me with my No Prep family and my Street Outlaws family, and everybody's coming together real good. I mean, got a lot of respect for everybody.
That's good. That's real good to see that. And that's one thing that is great about the racing community is the way everyone comes together when things go wrong. You know, competition is one thing. You know, when we are on the starting line, both of us next to each other, side by side, it's on. But after that, everybody usually helps each other in the drag racing community, whether it be NHRA racing, no prep. You know, it's not a cutthroat deal. At least it hasn't turned into that yet.
Right.
So,
I don't know. There's a couple of things. I really think I oversteered the car because it's a little different than the old car. The older cars, the steering rack is a little bit more. It had more play in it. You can drive it actually.
yeah.
This car, you can't. You move the rack, it moves.
Well, this car's a longer wheelbase than the other car, right?
Right.
Well, you know, I wouldn't think that. I wouldn't second guess yourself and think you oversteered it, because being a longer car, it should be more forgiving, allowing you to do that. So, you know, I wouldn't beat yourself up over that, man. You know, when you're going this fast, yeah, you got to nudge them. You don't turn the steering wheel. You kind of lean on it a little bit. But, you know, the bottom line is, you know, it's easy for one to get away, and you don't want to beat yourself up about it. The best thing you can do is get back on the horse and get out there and ride again. Believe me, coming from somebody who knows, I've been there. And thankfully, I was able to get another car, get all my shit put in it, and get to the next race after it happened to me. And 2 weeks later, I was racing, and it was behind me and forgotten. And so that'll be the best thing for you, is just get in the car and go down the track.
And I know when I do this, I know what can happen. I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I love what I do. I love the people. I love the class. I mean, I love everybody, you know, and just I wouldn't come from drudge racing to this, and I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Yep. Well, that's, you know, it's a good thing that you guys had good equipment, or have good equipment, a car built by Rick Jones that was built properly and kept you safe like it should have. Because, like
I didn't get a scratch, man. I didn't get a bruise. I didn't, you know.
That's awesome. That's the main thing,
well,
because it was pretty ugly looking deal, and I got to tell you, what you went through is nearly my worst fear. The way you were upside down like that, I was glad when watching the video that at the end there it flipped right on its wheels at the very end, because I'm sure it seemed like you were going for miles on your head, like
yeah,
that.
I was waiting for it. When's it gonna stop? And like, man, I was waiting to hit something else. And it was really scary. I mean, that's one of my worst wrecks. I mean, I've been in a couple of wrecks, but that was a bad one.
Right. Thank God there wasn't a hell of a lot of fire going on there too. It looked like it arced up a little bit when you hit at one point, but then it went away. So.
You know, like I said, I had a good time. Like I said, it was a long ride, but we enjoyed ourselves. And like I said, I wouldn't trade this for nothing in the world, Bob. I mean, I know what I signed up for, and I would do it. I would do it again 100 times. You know.
Right. Well, you know, what we really need people to do is get behind the people that are behind you, like Race Tech Motorsports, Da Vinci Carburetors. These are the people that are stepping up to help you in this situation and before.
I mean, they all putting up and just really, like Dan called me today, sent me a shipping tag to ship the carburetors to him. And, you know, he's a really good guy, man. And,
Yep.
I mean, everybody involved in this is good people, and we all one big family, man.
Yep. If anybody wants to help you out, how do they get in touch with you? On Facebook, Bird Boys Racing, or what?
Yeah, on Facebook they got a GoFundMe, which I didn't really start that, but I respect the people who did it. Because I don't like doing a handout, Bob, but I mean, me and my brother, we had our life savings just in getting another car, and we got it, and then we destroyed it, you know.
Right, man.
So
I feel for you, buddy. And it's not a handout if you can help somebody and benefit, and they can benefit from helping you. So you put their company name on the side of your car, and you talk about them when you get a chance on TV, and it's not a handout, bro. It's you helping them, and them helping you. So
you know, and I had everybody like Shannon. She was so worried about me. I consider her my mom. She was fussing at me. Go to the hospital.
She's really good, man. She's good people.
I love her to death. I really do. I would do anything for her, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, man, I appreciate you taking the call and being on. Obviously, you know, you're been on the show a lot now, and one of the show favorites. And we certainly keep up with you, and appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Yep. Glad you're all right. Yep. Glad you're all right, Jerry.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you, All
right. All right. That was Jerry Bird, Street Outlaw himself. What's up, April Bryant, Pam Legenbaum, Jeffrey Cummins Jr., Sammy Rodriguez, Steve Wilson, Harry Crane, Harry Murdoch. What's up, y'all? Gordon Smith, where you been, buddy? Barton Nelson, Jim Rod Capiello. Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. Doug, we're going to give you one more shot, bro, and then we're going to Hooters. Where you at? Let's see what he says. Skype, Doug Johnson. Oh, now he's calling. Hello. What up? Did our lines cross paths? What do you got, Brian?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. You gotta hit the little camera button or something.
Camera button hit, dude.
There we go. Now it's
There it is.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna break my screen with that big face.
There we go.
Oh, your computer's not. That plug's not gonna work on your computer.
It's not. What do we gotta do?
You gotta plug in the
It's coming through
HDMI
sound.
cable that goes to the
See
front.
that plug? That's just a headphone jack.
Is it?
That thing, that's confusing. It's like, you know how on your phone the products have like 4 of them?
Mm-hmm.
You need that kind of jack to put it in.
I can see you. Can the people hear me yet?
Yeah, we can't get us on the show though with my Skype. He's saying
Why?
because I got the wrong plug.
You don't have a HDMI plug in the side of your laptop?
I do, but the one that plugs into the other one is in my headphones jack, but that's not proper, I guess. Where's it supposed to go, Brian?
Your laptop doesn't have the right kind of plug.
Laptop don't have the right kind of plug.
What?
The laptop doesn't have the right kind of plug. Can y'all hear?
No. Let me see if I can download it on here real quick.
Yeah. Hang on. He's going to try to download it on his.
Have you tried the butt plug?
Huh?
We did this once before, didn't we?
No, it was the other way around. I was the one on the receiving end of the Skype. So we've been talking to Jerry Bird
I
about.
heard that, man. It's good to hear his voice.
Yeah, it was. It was really nice to hear from him. But we also wanted to mention Nitrous Outlet. Did you see David Vassar's post of his new racing suit?
Yes, it was glorious.
Awesome. Now he just needs a car. He said he just needs a car to use it in. That's
No,
what he
he's
said.
got a Ford Chin Camaro.
Yeah,
You're not loud.
but it's apparently not
Hey,
running.
turn my
Hey,
volume up.
Hey,
Brian.
maybe move your mic closer to your laptop speakers so they can hear
Hey,
him or
give me a
something.
minute.
Hang on, give him a minute. He's working on
We need at least volume so you can hear me.
it. Okay. Oh, look
yeah,
at that.
right. We need a 12-year-old that knows technology.
No, it's the laptop. Do you know how
Here
to
with Lonnie Graham,
can you
Ryan
sign in
Martin's
on
here.
this
He's
Skype?
about to make a.
Do what, Brian?
Tell him to hold on.
Hang on just a minute, Doug. Hang on just a minute. Yeah, Jim Rod's right. Find some 12-year-old to hook it up.
Use this and sign in on this computer. This I just downloaded Skype. Hit
Okay.
Sign in, because that one will work.
I gotta call. You gotta put your.
We're going to switch computers, so let me hang up with you and call you back, okay?
Just use that
You're gonna
one.
have
Just
to,
leave
log
it
in
set
on
off
your-
to the side.
Right.
Skype.
Let me switch computers and call you back.
Okay, bye.
Hey, watch your Snow White.
Say again?
Now just see if you can get on that one.
Well, go ahead and say something, Chris. That's what we brought you for, man.
I mean, I guess this is what you get when you get a bunch of people who are technology stupid trying to
Yeah.
figure out what's going on here. Yep. Doug's out in Arizona. We got the Dig Night Tucson coming up this weekend. I'm actually flying out on Thursday night myself. Should be a pretty interesting race. Dig Night on the road. First time they're taking that on the road. So
It's a Friday and Saturday deal, right?
Friday and Saturday, and then Saturday night after the day portion of the race is done, they're having a Beyond 1320 race on the top end.
Right? That's the deal that Bodie is involved in, right? Or something
thought-
like what he just did.
I thought that was this past weekend. I think this is separate from
Okay.
from Body's deal.
But I understand he did stay over, right?
Yes, I believe so. So it should be a great race. Hopefully, big time car count out there for Jared and Doug taking Dig Night on the road. And I know there's a lot of excitement out there for it right now. So
Yeah. Okay, Doug, try to call me back now. And I'll plug into this computer. Oh, wow. This don't reach, that don't move.
now, Doug just corrected me. Body sponsored last weekend. So
Where's the HDMI plug in, Brian?
Try the other side.
Okay.
Volume controls right here.
I gotta turn Skype off here. He's trying to call me. He's coming into this one.
excuse us just a second. Technical difficulties.
Right.
When it comes to technology, we're apparently about as useful as an Amish electrician.
Okay, I'm gonna try to call him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Hit the camera button so it turns the camera on.
Camera's on. I can see you. Is that good, Brian?
You can see me. My camera's on. Your camera's not. I can't see you, but that doesn't matter. Welcome everybody to the Thunder Road Show from Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. What's up? Damn, you're just as ugly in person as you are on TV.
Better if we just turn that shit off, isn't it?
Can you look at here? We're bartending here. I have my Modelo
You
in
are.
in a Coca-Cola cup. But look, Lonnie, show him. Can you see the beer taps here?
Hell yeah.
Hey, we're tapping the beer. Look, Lonnie's gonna get some right now. Check it out,
And that's your rig in the background there from Cactus RV, huh?
sir. Can you see that? How about that? We product placement at its finest.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Where
Look, I'm gonna turn this camera around and see if you can see.
this is at the
Look at that.
racetrack?
Huh?
The beer taps are at the racetrack.
Yeah, dude.
We're at the bar.
We're at the bar, outside. It's 70-something degrees out here. It's nice and dry. There's no humidity.
Dude,
I
that
got
is
my
awesome.
buddy and competition director Lonnie Graham here with me.
Yeah.
Ryan Martin is over there working on his car. We're going to try to get him to come over and hang out with us a little bit.
Okay.
I got a remote for the lights. I think I can turn the lights different colors. You see that?
Sweet. Yeah.
I turn them green. Oh, look at that. How cool is that shit?
That is
Will do.
awesome. That is awesome.
Hold up a second. Your RV that they gave you for this weekend is rock throwing distance from the bar, and they thought that was a good idea.
Absolutely. Yeah. So my fifth wheel is right on the Cactus RV brought out here for me is right on the other side of Ryan Martin's deal. I mean, Lonnie just walked over there because Pilgrim is filming, and they asked us to turn my radio down because the stereo system is too damn loud.
Oh, shit. Dude.
Lonnie's been out here and done drag weekend out here a couple times.
Right.
He knows this area very well.
Yeah.
Badass out here, isn't it?
Oh yeah. So Jim and Matt DeYoung and Robin and the whole crew here at Tucson obviously took this place a few years ago and really reinvented drag racing in Tucson and is doing a great job with it. I'm glad to be back. Jim's a close personal friend, and Matt and everybody here as far as the staff goes. But yeah, the racetrack is phenomenal, and they're doing great things here.
Jim Hughes really knows what he's doing and is a very smart businessman, obviously. And it was really cool to see some of the process that Doug showed us on his live feed the other day with them cleaning and getting the track ready for the No Prep event. So that was pretty cool. And obviously Jim has some things he's doing that no one else is that makes it easier.
And dude, the racers here were amazed at the surface because he didn't scrape it like by hand like these other tracks are trying to do with a torch and a hoe that's flattened out and where you have splotches of rubber. They scrape it with this special blade that leaves a layer of rubber. Then they scrub it with this product that he's come up with. He had a scientist come up with this product. And we waited till this weekend to show everybody, hey, turn your laptop screen down. I'm looking at the roof.
Yeah, because they're making fun of Brian Snow White on the back of it. You don't need to see me.
So,
I'm just kidding.
Then he puts this citrus-based product on it and runs the scrubber across it, and then they wash it off and dry it. And you actually walked out there, and it went from to
right.
You walk. It's
Yeah,
pretty
there's no
badass.
stick.
There's no stick to it, but it was smooth, and it wasn't sketchy. Now there was a little bit of a dust issue, and they would stop the action and they would go back and sweep it, because we are in the desert. It's not like you're in Texas or something. It's the desert.
It may rain here tonight and settle
Settle some of the dust down, but anyway, it's a badass facility.
You know what? I thought it was cool that Jim Hughes himself was out there on the equipment. He ain't sitting back with his feet up, smoking his cigar, pointing his finger. He's out there working it, dude.
No, he's in the middle of it for sure.
That guy didn't sleep for 3 days before the Street Outlaws filming here.
Wow.
I promise, dude. He sold his house in Phoenix. He's built a house here. He closed on it and hasn't even moved in yet because he's spent so much time here. He's staying on the property in a motorhome.
Wow.
Robin hasn't left in like 6 days.
Man, he's top notch, dude.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, that's definitely dedication for sure.
Yeah. It's going to be a badass event. So let's we're going to try to get Ryan Martin. He's in the middle of filming with Pilgrim, and you can see this. Check this out. We can't really show you much, but there's camera crews over there right now. You see those guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're filming as we speak.
Okay. So you're going to go try to get in there?
No.
Ryan.
Just go
No,
run
we're
right
gonna
around the
find
corner.
Ryan here. Look, he's right there filming.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. About to go make a hit in the car. You'll be able to hear it live. It's cool.
That'll be cool. Travis Salter says he doesn't think you were allowed outside as a kid. Travis Salter.
That I wasn't allowed outside as a kid?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the coolest place in the world.
Yeah. So if you need any parts while you're doing your car over the winter, Travis Salter, SalterRacing.com.
Yes, sir.
Got you a deal.
So, Street Outlaws Live was amazing. The place had more people than they've ever seen. Lynn Bird Jones, I call her Lynn Bird Jones, David's mom, Lynn Jones, said that the line to get in Saturday morning when they were trying to get here was 10 miles long.
Wow.
Good grief.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was packed. On one side, there was dust, so that they didn't allow RVs to go up the right side of the track, but they had people 3 deep the entire length of the quarter mile trying to watch.
Wow. So
it was an 8 mile.
This market is obviously thirsty for
it's ripe.
Yeah, for some drag racing and some no prep. So give us the schedule for Dig Night this weekend.
Okay, so Friday night, Friday gate, racer gates open at 8. Spectator gates open at noon. First drivers meeting for True Street is at 3, and then we're going to try to get the crews off at 3:30. Be back, and have the the opening ceremonies at 4:45. Try to get it fired up by 5.
Cool.
We're going to run True Street, Run What You Brung, Small Tire, and Factory Street Friday night. Factory Street is 2005 up, late model cars on a 6.0 index. You got to run a 275 Pro or a 2811.5 ET Street or Hoosier QuickTime Pro style tire. You got to have exhaust, full, inspection. It's for the late model cars, the Hellcats, the Corvettes, the Camaros, Mustangs, all that stuff.
Okay.
Then we have our street class, which follows the same rules with one exception. It says the same rules as the rest of the country, except that we're allowing fender exit headers as long as it's got a turbo or a muffler on it. We decided to kind of merge Outlaw Street and True Street, not knowing the market, and we didn't want to exclude one or two cars because of the fender exit rule.
Okay.
And still stock suspension, but we're not allowing ladder bars. Those guys got to run in small tire.
Good deal. Good deal. So Friday afternoon, everybody getting off work and get out there on time to see a great show, and then you're also going to be full day of racing on Saturday, right?
So I got a little announcement to make here about Friday.
All right.
And so we had organized some grudge races for Saturday. Arizona wants to take on everybody who came from out of town or out of state. So it's an Arizona versus the world grudge race setup where there's index classes on Saturday and then the Arizona versus the world. I personally went and worked with the Arizona guys and set up some match races and some booked in hot rod gossip style booked in races for money. And Dan Drake and Matthew Frost had one on Saturday. Okay. And there was a flyer about it. It's a Saturday booked in grudge race for our Arizona versus the world. Dan Drake got a little big pants this weekend because David Bird Jones drove his car and did a big wheelie and all that, and he's fixing the head transmission. Well, now he's gone and called out Matthew Frost, saying that their race was for the Beyond 1320 deal on Saturday night, and their first pair out. And I don't know where he got that, and I know Dan's watching now, so I know he enjoys some of the
build up,
the greenage that's allowed to be used here in Arizona if you have a medical card, if you know what I'm saying. So I think he forgets shit, but first pair down on Beyond 1320 that the Outlaw race shop has done and sponsored along with Arizona No Prep. They were set up for a grudge race, but here's the deal: we got a Run What You Brung class on Friday night, right?
Yeah.
Friday night, Run What You Brung class. Matthew Frost said, "Hey, I want to be first pair down with Dan Drake for $2,000, not $1,000 Friday night at the Run What You Brung Friday night from the starting line, and then they will discuss the Beyond 1320 on Saturday night." Matthew Frost came down here for Street Outlaws filming all the way from Denver and the Hulk and did amazing. He made it 3 rounds. He lost to Kai, who ended up beating Larry Larson and beating the Swamp Thing car to win the event. Everybody saw that. Big win for Kai. Kai struggled a little bit with the big motor and with keeping up with some of the higher horsepower, faster cars in the no prep game. And then to come out here and be the last one here at the end of the day, and all the boosted cars were gone, and to take down Larry Larson was huge. To take down Matthew Frost has a Steve Morris big block Chevy, billet big block Chevy with an F3 Pro Charger. It's a fast-ass car. It's beautiful as it is fast.
Yeah, of course, Kai didn't come out here and own it by no means. He come out here and worked at it and did what he does well and put himself back on the map out here.
He really did. Yeah. And so everybody was freaking out about Larry Larson being invited. He was in the Race Your Way In on Friday night, and they had to have a driver's meeting because of all of the hootenanny gossip BS that was going on between the guys invited, namely Jeff Lutz. But they had to have a driver's meeting, and Chuck put it out there. Hey, he added 18 inches of length to his bed. He now is a long bed truck. The wheelbase fits a long bed S10 truck.
Which is the rule. So Larry added length to his bed, duct taped it, painted it silver, and matched the paint scheme. It looked really kind of almost awesome. Yeah,
For-
no. So Larry, the original intent of the truck was really to bring it out for our drag week and showcase what the rules truly did allow. And he wanted to put it out there. If you're going to call it unlimited, I'm going to build something unlimited. And so he brought it to Drag Week. And then it's very unique that he's run into the same situation trying to compete in No Prep and Street Outlaws and get involved with that group. And they kind of throw him the same ringer.
Yeah, and you're talking to the competition director of Drag Week.
Yeah,
right
so
here.
it was unique to see that happen. Him go to the shop and do what he does well, and put that thing within the written letter of the rule, and show up all the way in Tucson, Arizona, and try to get it done. And actually did a great job doing it.
He did a great job. Made it a bunch of. He raced his way in 3 rounds on Friday. You're gonna hear.
Can you faintly hear that in the background?
Hell
hear that
yeah,
in the
we can
background?
hear it good.
Good
man.
Lord, that was a massive burnout.
I have been waiting to hear that for months right now, bro.
That is a fireball burnout
Cool.
right there.
Badass.
That's not a fireball explosion like I know how to. That's a fireball burnout.
Or a fireball shot.
Bob just wants to hear that inside his helmet.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Looking
well,
forward to
in
it.
a few minutes, a couple of minutes here, you're going to hear wha pa 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 pa, and then a full hit.
Yeah, they got the thing tuned up. They're on a pretty big tire here. They're doing some testing, and the car's looking really good, and should look good for things that are coming up in the near future.
There's a solo episode on Street Outlaws that's coming up, part deuce.
Yeah.
So you'll hear about that real soon. You'll start seeing commercials for it soon. So lots of cool stuff going on. So of course, like we said, back to Larry and everybody wanted to chime in on the Facebook and stuff behind the scenes, but then when it came time for the drivers meeting, one person had a complaint, and that person happens to have a car that he built specifically for the street and No Prep that has the engine so far back under the windshield that he has no really position to complain. In my
Well,
opinion.
obviously that guy, the one we're talking about, he's a great competitor in his own right.
Yeah,
he is going to push the rule set in every way possible, hopefully in his favor. And there's always been this rift between him and Larson, and we look forward for Drag Week 2018.
Yeah.
Because that rift has been building, and it has Bailey involved, it has Schroeder involved, defending champion, and a bunch of guys that have always run in unlimited, and they're all coming back 2018, and it's going to be fun in Drag Week, and it's really fun to see those guys compete on the No Prep side as well.
Cool. Awesome.
We wanted to see a first round call out, and neither one of them won. Listen.
Hey,
baby. That was a full hit right there.
That was it.
They made a full pull. Talk about, I saw something about there's an on-site race shop there at Jim's track.
Yeah.
Let's
it's
talk about
TP
that a little bit.
Race Shop. It's run by Nate Berger. It's called TP Race Shop. They helped Jerry Bird put a mount for his Power Glide transmission back in the car. Robert Fulmer set it up for a Turbo Glide, and then they took and did that. This light is washing my face out. Hang on. Is that a little better?
No.
So then Ruben Ybarra had issues and had to have a head gasket put on, and Nate helped him with that.
Cool.
They were having issues with the blower gearing. They had gearing in Edinburgh, and they had gearing in it. And Friday night it smoked the tires off the hit. So then they changed the gearing in the blower because that mount to the front of the engine has gearing, and so they were working on that because they needed to back the boost down. It's not as easy as it's kind of like changing the blower pulley.
Right.
Well, they changed the gearing in the transmission
Yeah.
basically.
I understand that from Mike Murillo's post that DA up there was around 7,000 feet. Were a lot of guys having to make adjustments to their tune-ups up there from where they were?
Well, it may have been 7,000. A lot of the guys were slower. It was 5,000 earlier today. If it's 80 degrees out, it may get that high. But, everybody was a little slower. And they were, when they did their their grudge race test hits. They got their half of the time slip, and Murillo was talking about he didn't want his back because, oh, that's not my time. And it was cool because you come up here, and what's funny is the nitrous cars didn't want to go to Bandimere to race.
Right.
They were worried about their combinations, and here Kai Kelly comes up to 7,000 square feet,
Yeah.
7,000 feet of altitude, and kicks everybody's ass. And the boosted cars were the ones that had the trouble. So
Yeah.
the pro mods for Pro Series, World Series of Pro Mod ought to take a little note on that you could supply your own atmosphere in this kind of deal.
You can, the nitrous cars, obviously, we always call it atmosphere in a bottle. Bob knows all about that. And so the nitrous cars at altitude always have a pretty good, they got a pretty good leg up. And so the turbo cars, the ProCharger cars, centrifugal blower cars always have a little bit of fuel tuning to do when they come to altitude. And when we say come to altitude, when you drive in the gate at Tucson, you are roughly 2,400 feet if the weather was perfect. So if you were in mine shaft conditions, it's 2,400 feet coming in the gate. And so then a little bit of temperature, and this time of year we were 73-ish today.
Yeah.
And all weekend we look like we're 72 to 74 degrees. 44 is the lows. So we're going to be racing in some 55, 65 degree air, and it'll be great air for Tucson. But again, always remember whenever you see cars and and the performance level that they have here, they're already starting at 2,400 feet.
Yeah.
So-
We're in Houston, we're starting at 40 feet to give people perspective on that.
I think Roll Purple Raceway's at 6. I think if you look at the
It's 10 feet.
Is it
air
10? Okay.
10
And
the air
yeah.
density online
Noble,
says-
Oklahoma is about 300, I think. So, yeah, it's definitely a challenge for, like you say, the boosted guys as well as the nitrous guys. Ryan Hall is on here watching, and so is Kirk Peters. They ran good in the 55. Ryan Hall and them ran good, but they did have some issues that came up. I don't know. They'll probably get to the bottom of why that happened. Probably not related to the altitude there, but maybe something else. So, let's see. Ryan Hall. Everybody tore their stuff up this weekend.
There was a lot of carnage.
Stuart
Chuck-
O'Lind loves the beer stand. He says Bud Light, please.
So, Chuck Sightseer has a set of 14 or 15-year-old cast heads, small block Chevy stuff, that were done a long time ago, and they just finished themselves off.
Oh, really?
He's got a new set going in the car now. He had them ordered. The port work was done. He just needed to pick them up and assemble them, and so they pulled the motor out, and they're getting it ready for the next race, which is South Georgia Motorsports Park. And that one is going to be hosted by Kai Kelly and Scott Taylor, who won the Beyond 1320. That was a really cool deal.
I think they got a pretty
it
good
was really
announcer
cool
for
to
that
meet.
one, too.
Little story, background story about that. The first time I met Jim Hughes and did an interview with him was at a Dirty South No Prep race that I announced at Hattiesburg. He flew down to see what all the hubbub was about and to support Mike. And now he's like, for 2 years, has been like, hey, I got to get you out to Tucson. And I'm out here in Tucson, and the owners of Dirty South No Prep, Mike Murillo and Scott Taylor, in boosted cars, made it to the finals of the Beyond 1320 and took all the nitrous cars out. So it can go either way, especially when you're down on that asphalt shit that's down there that is porous as hell, and you have to turn it down. And so you just need to come out here because it's a cool deal.
Right.
What are you aiming the camera to?
I'm moving this computer. Okay.
So to touch a little more on Nate over at TP at the race shop here. So Nate is currently thrashing. I'm talking about thrashing. He's thrashing on a 72 C10 pickup Pro Street deal. That thing is going from an LS power plant to a ProCharge blow-through big block that just came off the dyno, made 1910.
Yeah.
And that is a truck that we'll see this weekend at Ignite.
Yes. And then he does a lot of cool stuff with the Pro Dragster stuff, the blown ProCharge big block Chevy dragsters out here that run Top Dragster or whatever you want to call it.
Nate's got a great program. He got a nice little shop over here.
Building the transmission for Dan Drake right now and putting all of his high dollar 400 parts in it,
Yep.
so that he can be back for Dig Night with the Impala SS. That's a cool deal. It's a 1996 Impala
Four-door.
SS 4-door.
Yeah.
You know, the Impala SSs came in maroon, green, and black, and it's a maroon one, but they flat black wrapped it, and it's got a really cool big block Chevy Pro Charge deal in it, in a big old 4-door. That's the one that you're going to see. David Bird Jones did a big old wheel stand. David Bird Jones got out here and made a couple hits on Friday night and tore the camshaft up in his motor.
Okay.
So he put it out there on Facebook. I needed a car to race, and Dan Drake said, "Well, get in mine." Well, the first pass, the transmission, the first gear was out, and he pushed through. But Larry Baker in the Baker Rod Shop 62 Impala had pushed through too, and they both kind of red lit, but Larry Baker red lit first, and David Bird went on the next round. So they go, all right, well, first gear's toast, so we're going to leave it second. And he comes up on the trans brake and did a huge wheel stand in second gear off the trans brake.
Wow.
But he got points for showing up and points for going rounds.
Cool.
And
Well, that's important, getting the points. And speaking of the points, these guys are keeping track of this shit, and it's pretty serious now, isn't it?
come talk to us for 2 minutes. Okay, cool. Ryan's going up there looking at the track. He's going to come back and talk to us for a minute on the way back from the starting line. So he just walked by. You can see him following him. I don't know if you can see the crew.
Yeah, there they go.
There they go. That's what happens at filming. It's kind of cool out here. You're getting to see the behind the scenes a little bit of filming for Pilgrim for Discovery Channel.
Cool.
Can't tell you what really is going on, but that's what it is.
What's up,
So,
Gary Peltier? No, I haven't sold either car yet. They're both available still.
You take
So
IOUs.
Let me go back, Bob,
Yeah.
real quick and touch on Matthew Frost says Dan Drake first pair down off the trailer, run what you brung Friday night,
$2 grand.
Okay.
$2 grand.
Okay.
We'll find out if that is going to happen or not, and we'll let you know. Saturday, we're having a different approach to a no prep. It's not necessarily a real no prep. We're going to have 6-0, 7-0, 8-0 index, and then Arizona versus the World grudge races, where anybody, basically you got to get up, lined up next to somebody, Arizona or whoever. But we want to see Arizona take on the guys from out of town as much as possible. We're trying to book in some races for those guys. Bodie's going to do so. Matthew Frost and Chris Poncia from San Francisco. Chris Poncia in a orange Chevy 2, big block Chevy with a big old Vortec on it. One of the first big front-mounted race Vortec superchargers. Going to take on Matthew Frost in a Chevy 2 in a Pro-Charged Steve Morris. Both motors are Steve Morris motors, and Matt just happens to be billet, but a big F3.
Fat Cat.
No, Fat Cat will be out here
Yep.
too. The re-debut of Fat Cat. Jared's bringing the Fat Cat out here with the fresh motor built by Bone Bears Performance. They took care of getting that freshened up.
Bodie
and
will
tuned.
still be here.
Bodie's going to be here. Cole Dow, who's got Bodie's nitrous motor in his 55 Chevy, who ran the 55 in the finals of Outlaw Big Tire. It was badass, a great race, great guys. Then a couple more of Bodie's guys are here. They're working right now to fix the fuel system on Bodie's car, and so
Sacramento's coming in
Sacramento's
the house.
coming in the house, and then another small tire car called the Green Go. It's another Chevy 2 that's going to run small tires. So there's a lot of cool guys coming from out of town. I know that Billy Holmes from Houston, I talked to him today, is coming. Dan Da Vinci's supposed to be coming. Albert Erdialis is coming. So these guys are all going to want to kick ass at 6-0. So if you got a bracket car and you can run a 6-0, you better get here because the Houston boys are ready to take all the money.
So let's talk about True Street.
True Street.
That thing is going to be crazy this Friday afternoon. True Street. So Tucson has not seen True Street like we're going to see Friday.
Yeah.
So we've got local Corvette guys coming, and we got local late model Mustang guys coming, and it is there's a place for everybody. So if you are anywhere within driving distance, either start today, or if you're a little closer, you can just drive on in on Friday morning.
Yeah.
But we're looking for you to fall into any number of the classes that we have this weekend.
Yeah.
And True Street's one of them that's going to be a blast.
And so not only that, we got a car show. And if you bring the flyer, all you got to do is pay to get in the gate. If not, it's $15 to enter. We got some huge trophies For the car show, we're going to have some food trucks here, plus everything you see here with the food, concessions here in the bar and the VIP area and the Nitro Club. It's I think it's going to be like $100 to get in, but you got a private restroom and you have a cash bar, and it's got VIP access to the fence and all that. And there's a patio out there, so you can sit out there and drink your beer on the patio and watch the cars race. It's badass.
And if anybody needs a private restroom, they can come use yours in your trailer from Cactus RV?
No, they can't use mine. There's a restroom right next door that's got toilets in it and everything.
Oh, it's nice. That's one of the very first thing that Jim tackled at the racetrack here was I called him and I said, "How's things?" He goes, "I got the bathrooms completely ripped apart." And so there's tracks, and Bob will remember this. There's tracks we go to across the country that one of the things you remember is that they got really nice restroom facilities, not only for your girlfriend, your wife, or your significant other, but also for the racers themselves. And this is one of those places that the restroom facilities are really nice.
Yeah, it is. And then, we also have some stunt bikes that are going to be here. They go up and down the return road doing wheelies and stuff and crashing. It's kind of cool. And then Saturday night, we're going to take it all down to Beyond 1320. We're going to have Run What You Brung, $10,000 guaranteed with no entry fee. That's an invite kind of deal. We'll have up to 40 cars. So if you're a small tire, whatever you think you can get it down. Some of these guys that think they can take these big tire cars out, and then Lonnie just fixed me another Modelo. Thank you, Lonnie Graham.
Where else can you do this at?
I know, right? Where else can you do this at, guys?
What's up, Tim Thomas? How you doing, buddy?
So then we're going to have True Street down there Beyond 1320. We're going to have small tire and we're going to have a street truck class on Saturday day. But we're also going to have the Index guys could come out and do a shootout jackpot style at Beyond 1320. So all the Index guys are included on the Beyond 1320 if they want to.
Damn.
There's something for everybody, man.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
So,
you guys did a great job recapping the season. I have to say, thank you so much for the kind words about me being on the top 10 list. I did not build that top 10 list for you guys. That's all on you, and I appreciate the kind words a lot. It meant a lot. So, Bob, congratulations on the championship in Division 4 in Top Sport.
Appreciate it.
Just walked back by with all the camera crews following him. I think he's got to take care of something. Hopefully he'll come back by and say hi to you.
Okay.
Say hi to us. But he's busy. I don't want to really bother him because I know they're talking about rain here tonight, and they're trying to get done before it rains, and it's already 8:17. Or wait, what time is it here? Is it 7:17? So they want to get as many test hits in as they can because they have limited time.
Okay, who's going to be doing a live feed this weekend? How can we watch Dig Night if we're not going to be able to make it?
We're going to live feed. I think I have somebody here that's going to help live feed. It's not going to be real intense, but it's not going to be a lot of cameras and stuff. It'll probably be off a phone. We'll try to get it done on High Tech Corvette if Brian says it's okay. I have somebody here that can do it for me.
Okay.
And I have the. So
cool.
Check out High Tech Corvette for Dig Night, and then what else did I want to do? Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We went to the Airspace Museum here. We're doing some cool stuff. We're gonna go see Tombstone, Arizona while we're here. Robin, there goes Robin Hughes.
Hi guys, I gotta take care of this apron crew.
Okay, take care of them. She's out here running around. Man, she gets it done too. Robin, Jim's wife. She was working the gate. She was working parking. She was working the bar. I mean, dude, there's nothing that lady won't work on, won't take care of.
The one thing that she's doing out here now and been around Jim for a long time is that she'll just look up and see something that needs to be taken care of. She don't need to call Jim. She don't need to call Matt. She just goes and gets it done, and we just move on. And so she's great at that. One of the things that on Thunder Road that I want to mention too is another thing that's happening on the West Coast is I think that is May 4th and 5th. We opened registration for LS Fest West, and that's going to be at Vegas, May 4th and 5th. And that autocross, it's a huge event. Autocross, 3-stop challenge, stadium trucks, drag race, Registration's open at lsfestwest.com. Go check it out. All the rules there for the classes.
You built all the rules,
I
didn't you?
did. So
And you're the competition director.
I
Right?
am. So, one of the things that we did there too is we put in it's called grudge test and tune. But if you just want to bring a car and make laps down the racetrack the entire weekend, we put grudge test and tune in the schedule. You don't have to enter a class. You can make as many runs up and down the racetrack as you want to. It's probably it's 10 or 12 hits at the racetrack over the weekend, and so that's LS Fest West, and May 4th and 5th, and registration's open now to go ahead and early register.
Yep, that's gonna be badass. He also does LS Fest, Drag Week, Mod Nationals.
Blessed and humbled.
National Tech Director for NMCA, NMRA.
Yeah.
I mean, the list of accomplishments by this guy here.
And rules there just turned final. We took the preliminary status off of rules on NMCA and NMRA today. And so what you see is what you get. Obviously, if we didn't cross all the I's and all the T's, I'll take care of that at Tech.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, we look forward to a great season. Again, I always say blessed and humbled to be able to be involved with everything, and really excited about this weekend coming up here at Tucson.
Dude, when I asked him to come, we were at Mod National. I said, "Man, will you come out and do a Dig Night Tucson with us?" His face lit up like a kid in a candy store.
Awesome.
Yeah. So actually, other than what we would call racing on Woodward Avenue with roadkill nights and some of that kind of stuff, raced at Kansas Speedway on pit lane. This is truly my first no prep event.
Yeah.
So this is truly my first no prep event, being the competition director. Hopefully we'll get everything run smooth. Fan wise, come on out. I'm sure we'll scratch some paint, but we plan on not hurting nobody.
Exactly.
So
That's the main thing.
It's gonna be a great time. It's great to bring Dig Night out to a venue in an area market that hasn't seen it before. We've had a lot of events, whether it be Lone Star Resurrection or Small Town Over Nationals or whatever we did out in the Houston area, but to bring it out west in the Southwest is, and dude, I drove to El Paso at night, so the boring drive was over at night, and then the drive through New Mexico into Arizona was beautiful, and it wasn't that bad. If you try to do it straight through, I know it's 15 hours from Houston and area, but it wasn't that bad if you do a little break.
Oh, the drive is actually pretty easy coming anywhere from the east.
Yeah.
And Tucson's a great place to come. There's some great food in town. From the racetrack, you're not too far from anything. Again, you're not going to come to a facility that has an owner that is any more in tune and in touch with the racers that come through the gate in Jim Hughes.
And when you're a racer for 40 years, you know what you want when you own a racetrack. I mean, the guy sold Hughes
converters
transmissions to his brother and sister, and after his dad passed, and decided he would take over this facility, and is living the dream. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just this is it for him. He doesn't have to travel to see the racing that he wants to see.
Steve Wilson is asking if they'll be able to make test passes on Friday if they're racing on Saturday.
We're going to deal with that. If we get enough requests on that, we will fit them in if they've gone ahead and bought their tech card.
Cool.
And it looks like if it's okay with Dan Drake, since he organized the Beyond 1320 Run What You Brung, we're possibly going to do some grudge racing on the Beyond 1320 on Friday night, as long as you're paired up and you're betting over $1.
$1. So
Yeah, you gotta bet at least
$1.50 gets
$1.
it done.
Yeah, $1.50 gets it done.
Okay.
And that way you can kind of go down on the Beyond 1320, but it'll be for the show to promote the race the next night, which is the Beyond 1320 for $10,000.
Awesome.
And then all the other True Street, Small Tire, and the index class stuff.
So one of the things Beyond 1320, looking at that down there today, they had a great Beyond 1320 event with Bodie here last weekend, and there's something down there.
There's some rubber down there.
It takes a lot of power management down there. And the Beyond 1320, the starting line is the 1320 finish line for the quarter mile, and so that's why it's called Beyond 1320. And we're fortunate that here at Tucson, there's a ton of shutdown room, so there's still a lengthy racetrack still down there beyond
There's like
1320.
1,800
Yeah.
feet of shutdown past the, or
So-
2,000.
So it's normally going to look like the Friday night racetrack that you go to, even in the shutdown area, racing beyond 1320. So it's completely safe. They've got a nice sand trap down there in the event that somebody ends up in there. But it is a long, lengthy shutdown area and a great place to have
You can message Scott Taylor. He was one of the fastest cars here last weekend, and he had no problem shutting down. I don't even think he ever pulled the chutes.
Nope.
And they just not going the speeds that you will on a drag strip, so it's badass. And Rocky Salcedo, 18-year-old Rocky Salcedo Jr., and his little chopped and dropped Chevy truck or Ford truck or whatever it is,
Whatever that
with a
thing is.
big old wing on it, is the car to beat down there in Big Tire. That thing's hauling ass. If he wouldn't have red lit, he could have won it all and taken it away from Scott Taylor, who won $35,000.
So truly you can say a cam and a small plate is the deal to have in beyond 1320.
No, this thing's a
racing.
big block twin turbo.
No,
truck,
but still, there's a lot of power's got to come out.
Yeah,
down
a lot of
there.
power's got to come out of there. So, Murillo and it was tricky. One of the coolest thing was Dylan Wells from South Texas came up with Texas Anarchy and raced his way in again for the second Street Outlaws filming in a row. And everybody was like, holy crap, this little Mustang with a small block Ford single turbo is kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And he went down to the Beyond 1320 in the first pass. He left off 4 pounds of boost, and it went up to 8, and it maxed out at 8. He top fueled the tires the entire 660 feet, and it went straight, smoking the tires, and started gaining speed. But he knew if he pedaled it, it was over. So he just stayed in it, and he laid down worse than I did at Dig Night NRG, Bob. He laid down, he smoked them the entire way. And if you want to see one of the coolest videos I've ever done on High Tech Corvette, it was of the Fireball Camaro doing his burnout in slow motion.
Oh, I saw that today. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, when it starts to look cool and you're like, okay, this is badass. But when it pans by and he goes by you and it's a cloud of smoke like the mosquito sprayers in Houston back when Bob and I were growing up, it was fucking cool, man. And then he kept going and he went and he had a lifter break in that pass, but fixed it between rounds, and he came back, but then he lost the next round. But still, it was a cool time down there, and it's going to be a great time this weekend. I can promise.
Those guys are working hard, man. I tell you what.
Kelly Blueball is a good dude. He's from Arizona here. He's got one of the Big Tire bad boys. It's like a top sportsman car. Bob, you would appreciate it because it's got a 90s paint scheme on it. And then Kurt Mileage, who's from Tucson, has a really cool Big Tire 4th gen Camaro with a plexiglass snorkel, 2 carburetors and stuff. There's some cool cars here, man.
Cool.
Arizona No Preps, you'll have Dan Drake and Clay Forster and all those guys.
Clay Forster's got Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a good group out here, man, and we're just we wanted to come out here and put on a show for them and show them how badass Dig Night has been for years and what we can do with Dig Night and what they can do in the future with Arizona No Prep. So, hey, why don't you go see if Ryan's real busy, if he'll get on for just 2 minutes. Say hi to the people and he can leave. So we're going to try to get him on, but hey, we really appreciate. I'm sorry I haven't been looking at the camera. I'm used to looking at my screen and the camera's on top of my screen, but we really appreciate everybody for watching and sharing and tuning in. Bob, what do you got, man? What do you got coming up?
Well, right now we're just between, doing our over the winter maintenance on our stuff and getting ready to get it back together, getting the shop organized, and just taking care of some loose ends, getting ready. Our first race is until first week of March. We want to test probably a week or two before that.
I got to give a big shout out. I just thought about it. Phil's Trailer Sales coming on board with the Thunder Roadshow. You can see my hat. I got the shirt on. They hooked us up with a trailer to bring Fat Cat out. We picked up an enclosed trailer, and Jared is picking up at 7 in the morning, and they're loading up Fat Cat. They got the Bomberos got the street tune done in it. Makes 900 and something to the tires now.
Cool.
And he's going to come out here, and it'll be the second time out since they put the new motor in it, and the first time out since he got the drivability tune done. And so he's going to make some grudge hits and some passes in that, and we're going to make a big deal about that because that's cool. I know we're on High Tech Corvette, but that's the most famous Hellcat in the world. And there's a veteran here named Lucy. Hang on one second. I'll tell you his name. He's got a Hellcat, and I think we're going to do a match race.
Oh, cool.
But I get to give a shout out to Jason Smith from the he's put up money for the Outlaw Streetcar class that Tucson Tony does out here. He's the owner of Outlaw Race Engines out in Phoenix, and he's put up $5,000 for the Beyond 1320 Run What You Run class.
Okay.
So those guys have stepped up with some sponsorship, and then of course Cactus RV did a great job. They're supplying a couple of RVs for us for this weekend, and they supplied us with the side by side, and they're bringing a bunch of shirts and frisbees and shit for us to throw out. So Cactus RV here in Tucson, those guys are awesome, man. You can rent an RV for the weekend to go to the dunes. You can rent it to go to the track. They'll deliver it to the track, set it up, and pick it up when you're done. It's
Sweet.
$100 a night.
Sweet.
$150 for the first night and $100 for the night. That's cheaper than a hotel, and you're on the facility.
That's awesome. Priceless.
Yeah, they're good people. So those guys are racers. They're bringing like 4 or 5 cars out, and race community supports race community. If you need an RV, talk to these guys. They'll have it delivered to Texas or Oklahoma or whatever. If you want a travel trailer or a fifth wheel, something like that, you got to go see those guys, Phil and Ron Furlong. It's Phil's last name is not Furlong. It is, I'll tell you in a second. Hang on. But those guys are awesome. They've taken really good care of me, and I really appreciate everything they've done.
While we're appreciating
Phil Delaney is his
Phil
name.
Delaney, thanks, Phil. While we're appreciating, we want to say thank you to Westside Chevrolet for having us here tonight.
Yeah, a little bit different setup. You look like David Letterman.
Well, something happened to our table, and so we're deciding if we like this or not.
Kevin apologized for that, and I'm sorry that they didn't have the table out there. And I was like,
okay.
I'm in Tucson, dude. And he's like, well, yeah, you're not going to do any good.
Yeah, that's okay. We also got to thank Dan with Da Vinci Carburetors for hooking up the Thunder Road Show and hooking up Jerry Bird and Daryl Bird, getting their stuff back together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mosier,
Hi, Robin.
Mosier
Look,
Engineering.
I'm going to show you Robin. Wave to the people, Robin.
Mosier,
Jim outkicked his coverage with Robin. I got to tell you that.
He did.
They busy over there filming?
Yeah, so rain is coming. Rain will be here at 10:38 is what Dark Sky says right now.
Okay.
So they're trying to make some adjustments and go get another couple hits in before rain catches them tonight.
Okay.
So,
Well, I got Ryan's number. We'll do a phone interview with him. We appreciate him even doing this because this is the test session and not a scheduled interview. So.
Sure.
And then I got to say, we posted on there that Patrick Barnhill would be on because they were going to be here working on Bodie's car. I think they had to go run and get some parts for Bodie's car, so they couldn't be here. And that's just kind of what's happening. We thought we would post it and try to share it. We apologize that they weren't on. But Patrick Barnhill's a good dude. You've done it for a long time, man.
I have and every time I turn around, similar, we both say that I didn't think I'd see you here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So one
Cool.
of the things with Patrick is him and Jason Lee with PTP and those guys, they're everywhere. And you'll see them tuning stockers, super stockers, the new factory supercar stuff. You'll see them out here doing some no prep. If that thing's got EFI on it, and Barnhill or Jason Lee, either one of them are usually involved in some way, shape, or form. And there's a bunch of great tuners out there. And Ryan's got a couple guys here from Proline with him. And so not only Patrick, but there's a bunch of good tuners out there. And,
Yeah, Patrick Barnhill's a name you hear at radio races.
Yeah.
You hear him all over
Yeah.
the country.
They do a good job for sure. Yep.
So
All
he
right.
is running around. He's just not here tonight.
Yep. We also want to thank Nitrous Outlet. David Vassar and his group do a good job out of Waco, and they keep Thunder Road Show coming to y'all. So
Yeah, Billy Herman really hooked him up. That Nitrous Outlet race suit is pimp. And I know James K, Kenny Hubbard, and Chuck with the 55 and Ryan Hall, all those guys, they need to order one of those because that thing's badass.
You're right. Cool.
If they're on the Nitrous Outlet race team, they need to be ordering that jacket because
without a doubt.
yeah. I mean, those guys are all on the race team, so they need to be wearing that jacket because it's kick ass.
Well, one of the things we saw for years and years and years, there's Jeg sells their own version of Impact or a Simpson suit, and so now with Nitrous Outlet, we'll probably see a bunch of guys with those things, and they help out a bunch of guys. Yeah. And so those guys need to be wearing that jacket. It is a pimp jacket, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay,
I know you guys got to get shut down and tore down because it's almost going to be 9 o'clock and Hooters calling.
Yep, you got it. Well, hey, man, y'all did a good job. Everybody check out Tucson this weekend if you're anywhere near the area, and if not, look out for the live feed.
And then if you're in the Georgia area on the 27th, you need to get out to South Georgia Motorsports Park. Come see me. I'll be announcing for Street Outlaws Live again, which is an honor in itself to be asked by Kai and Scott to come do that. And then I will be doing the South Carolina race, which is at the new South Carolina Motorsports Park in what town is that? Mustard Town or something? It's some weird name.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
What is the name of that place?
It's some way down.
It's not Mustard City.
I know, right? It's something weird. But anyway, down in South Carolina, I think it's one of the first events in South Carolina Motorsports Park.
That's a new track out there. Yeah.
February 9th, I believe, is the weekend.
Oh, shit. It's coming right away.
And then March, obviously, the new Extreme racetrack right there off of 45 South, south of Dallas. That Extreme Raceway will be open 1st of March.
That's Galen Smith and Clyde Scott's new facility.
Yeah, I think that one of the first races they have there is Midwest Pro Mod.
Yes.
Midwest Pro Mod season opener. March
and
2nd.
the 235 group. And then remember, all the way, mark your calendars, all the way up in November, first or second week in November, MX 235 at Denton. MX 235, 20 grand to win at Denton. That'll be epic.
Gene always puts on
an 8.5-inch tire.
Yeah, they are.
Gene always puts on a great event. So
Google guys, we got to shut down, and y'all have a good time. Thanks for watching the Thunder Road Show. We appreciate all the support on the Thunder Road Show, and we will be back next Tuesday. I'll be back in studio to recap Dig Night and talk about everything that went on here at Dig Night Tucson.
Sounds good,
Bob,
guys.
Good to see you doing well, my
Thank
friend.
you. Appreciate it.
You're feeling better, dude.
Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it, everybody. That's the Thunder Road Show. We appreciate y'all watching. Y'all check us out every Tuesday night at 7 Central. We are out.
All right. Later, y'all.